What is up, everybody? This is Bruce, aka Geektacular, and today we're going to be unboxing something very cool, which is the new Dualshock 4 PS4 controller. The PS4 doesn't come out for another week and a half at this point, but they've already started shipping these extra controllers, I guess just to kind of get ahead of the curve, get this in people's hands and ready to go for the 15th. So here it is, came from Amazon today, and if you didn't know, I actually got this for a significantly lower price. I did not pay $60. I actually, in total, probably only paid about $25. And that's because when you trade in items, they have a special temporary promotion for the PS4 where if you trade in $30 worth of games to Amazon, they will give you an extra $30 credit on top of that, like as a bonus. So I actually purchased Rock Band for the PS3, or not Rock Band, sorry. I purchased Rocksmith for the PS3, the one with the guitar and bass, the slightly newer one. And that actually trades in on Amazon, at least when I did it, for exactly $30. And I got that game off of eBay, basically new, for about $25. So I traded that into Amazon for a $30 gift card, and then in addition to that, because I traded in $30 worth, they gave me an additional $30 credit towards the purchase of a Dualshock 4 specifically. So this is normally $60, and all I actually ended up paying for it was the $25 I paid for the Rocksmith game that I traded in. So I technically got it for $25, but the actual charge to my card when I bought it was only like $1.50 or something to cover taxes and a little bit extra. So this is the Dualshock 4, and let me go ahead and see if I can get this open. First, I guess I'll show you the outside of the box. Got this here. It's in a clamshell case that kind of form fits to the controller. You can kind of see there. Just standard stuff, UPC on the bottom. Contains DualShock 4 controller, instruction manual, if you need that, I guess. Pretty self-explanatory, I feel like. So this just gives you some of the extra information about the extra features on the DS4 versus the DS3. A little blurb about that there. A USB cable is not included, it says. So that's kind of a weird choice, but I guess the PS4, it ships with a USB cable. So I guess they just expect you to use that one cable for both of those, or they expect that you have other cables around your house, which is probably a safe bet at this point. Most people who will be buying a PS4 probably have USB cables sitting around. I believe it uses the same charging cable as virtually all Android phones and a lot of other electronic devices, a micro USB. So that shouldn't be a problem for most people. And even if you did have to get another one, you know, one comes with your PS4. If you did want another one, it's pretty cheap to get one online or whatnot. So that's the casing packaging here. So let me actually open this up. So there's a little piece of tape right here. I'll go ahead and pull this off. And I'm betting there's probably one on this side as well, which there is. So let me go ahead and pull this off. Alright, now I'll open the top, flip it over, now let's see what we got here. Okay, so I'll throw the box to the side here. So here is the instruction manual telling you all about your DualShock 4 wireless controller. I'm sure that there's a lot of relatively useless information and cautionary tales like, do not swallow your DualShock 4 controller, do not place it in your mouth, do not give it to babies and have them eat the buttons or something, I don't know. Whatever it says on there. So here's the actual controller itself. So let me take the top off. There we go. And now, here it is. This feels awesome. This feels really good. I've been waiting to try these triggers. Look at that. Yes, this feels excellent. And actually, I brought my PS3, my Dualshock 3 down here just to kind of compare them directly. And the main thing that I immediately notice when I hold them, the difference between these two, is that the arms on this PS3, and I've never held a PS4 controller before, so this is my very first time. So the things that I immediately notice are the PS3, the DualShock 3, has these little kind of, I wouldn't even call them arms, they're more like nubs. And that's one of the reasons why I actually like the Xbox 360 controller so much. That there's actually room for my hand to grip the controller. With the DualShock 3, I can, when I'm holding it like this, I can barely get like these two fingers around this little nub. And then I kind of have to hold it with the middle of my palm, and this finger kind of has nowhere to go. And I guess if you adjust your grip a little bit higher, maybe you can get your whole hand on there. But it's really not, I feel like these nubs are probably too short for most adult hands. Maybe I just have slightly larger hands, I'm not sure. However, DS4, these grips are much longer, and they feel way better. Like, I can actually fit my entire hand onto here with my pinky finger, and then some. There's still a little bit at the bottom there. So that feels really good. Let me see. How does this D-pad feel in comparison? D-pad feels pretty similar. It's the same style where it's one plastic piece under there. And then the separated buttons versus like the 360's one big plastic plate that you can sort of roll around. But I prefer this better. It's the 360 D-pad is really terrible. So this one feels just probably about the same. Maybe a little bit more clickier. Not clickier, but responsive. This one's a little bit mushy. I don't know if that's just because I played on it a little bit longer, but these feel awesome. The stick click feels essentially the same, but the material on the top feels also the same as the DS3 pretty much, except obviously the convex ring around each one is really great, because the problem I have with the DS3 often is that if I'm moving in one direction for a long time, my thumb actually starts to slip off of the thing because there's nothing to hold my thumb there. So sometimes if I'm doing this, like if I'm playing, Infamous or something like that and I'm running around a lot, my thumb will actually begin to slide off, and sometimes I'll even have to take my other thumb, hold the stick there, and then reposition my thumb. I had to do that a lot. Same thing with this one. Like I'll have to hold the stick where it is so that whatever I'm doing in game still works, and then bring my other thumb back on it to basically like reset my thumb position because it keeps sliding off. This one, on the other hand, this is so much nicer. I cannot foresee my thumb sliding off here, and especially if you kind of use like the tip of your thumb instead of the flat part of it, it definitely, that feels so much better. And with this one, there's so much kind of like dead zone space between the middle and the outside here. With the DS4, it feels very close, a lot less space to go from the middle of the stick to the edge. So it gives you a lot faster response, I feel like. The touchpad feels good. Kind of feels like a standard laptop touchpad. And it does click a little bit. It doesn't really click audibly. It's kind of a soft click. But you can press it, so that feels good. There's your speaker there. Your PS button feels fine. And when I just hit that, this thing started flashing. Probably because it can't find a PS4. So there's your share and your option buttons. Those both feel pretty good. I think that's a good update from Start Select. Start Select is such an old, it's like an NES level sort of design choice, Start and Select. I don't think anything has really used Select well since like the Super NES. So I think options and share are more accurate for gaming these days, definitely. These buttons actually feel very similar. Trying to feel any noticeable difference between these two, and I don't really. To me, they feel about the same. The top of these look visually like less glossy. If you look at these buttons, they're kind of glossy when the light shines on them. These aren't really. These are kind of like a matte finish on the top, which I guess is kind of nice. R1 and L1 feel a little bit tighter on the DS4, but they feel about the same movement, but like I said, a little bit tighter. And now, these triggers, these R2 and L2, these feel awesome. These feel so much better because this one, it's such a soft pull, and when you get to the bottom, it's just kind of like mushy. Like you get to the bottom of the pull, and it's just all like, it feels like it's squishing up against a foam pad or something. It's that mushy. But this one, it really has like a definite end, like a definite final click there. And I really like that about it as well. And then I also appreciate this texture, which I haven't really seen this shown very well in a video, so I'll try to show this to you. I'm not sure that I'll be able to. But you see how it's kind of like textured there? It actually feels so much better because this is completely slick. This is all like one texture, this entire controller, the DS3. But this kind of textured stuff on the DS4 here, this actually feels really, really good. I think it'll help with slipping, as well as will the extra long arms. This feels way better to hold for a longer period of time. With this one, I kind of feel like I'm always sort of like scrunching my hands up, I guess. Or like, I feel like my hands just can't like expand like they want to. I kind of have to keep them scrunched up in order to have them in the right position. But this one, I feel like my hands are much more spread out. And because these arms are longer, when you ride your whole hand on them, I think you kind of play a little bit farther down, which means that you don't have to stretch your thumbs down more to hit these analog sticks. So they're actually in a much more natural position now. So overall, I think this is a great iteration of the DualShock series. I think it's more, I don't think that they thought out the DualShock 3 versus the DualShock 2 very much. They obviously made a few improvements, but I really don't think they put enough effort into updating it between the DualShock 2 and 3. But I think this is a great iteration. It doesn't change kind of the core of how the controller acts and feels when gaming. I don't think, I mean, other than being, more responsive and better. But it still feels like you're playing a PlayStation controller. But it's been updated in so many ways to be kind of more of what a modern controller should be. And in addition, the one thing I haven't shown are the USB, the micro USB port right there, and also the 3.5 millimeter headphone port there. And this actually does say, it says, I don't know if you can see it, but it says EXT right there, kind of in very muted gray text. And then the 3.5 millimeter one has a little picture of a headset on it. So yeah, that's the DualShock 4. I just thought I'd do a quick unboxing so that people could kind of get some additional details. I know there's a lot of unboxing videos about it, but I always like to make them just because there's always some aspects of it that I wish some people would cover or show or look at versus versus some other things. So I think every unboxing video gives you a little bit different perspective on it. So hopefully this helped you out, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing with this in about a week and a half or so with my PS4. But until then, I guess I'll just look at it and hope hope that the days fly by a little quicker. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.